Greetings, fellow Demon Slayers. This is Taimanin Mari here today with another video. So as you can see, we're back in game today. For today, we're going to be using Shiranui to get through Event Hard 5. So, you guys know how I feel about her. I don't think she's great, but let's just not say anything mean. Let's just go in here. We're going to do the event. I'm going to show you guys what I did to get through Hard 5 as Shiranui. And then I'll share the build. Just be advised, this isn't some magic bullet to get through the content. Like, you have to play her very carefully and really precisely to be able to do this, but I'll show you guys what I did to get the challenge done. So first we're going to swap to Vajra because she'll need the damage for demons, and then we're going to get going. So the most important thing with this build is to just take your time, like don't rush. Like, Shiranui is not a strong character, so you have to really be patient with her. Okay. Well, now they're spamming hearts. Hey, at least I got the 30-hit combo. That's the hard part. So now I can focus on just not getting hit and getting through the content and keeping my HP above 50%. Can I shoot? Nope, I can't shoot. The other issue is when these succubi do this annoying heart here. Wow, I got hit. Okay. She can't do her projectile because it takes so long for it to finish that the heart will have already made it to you and hit you. So you kind of get stuck in this loop where you just have to clone spam until they're dead. So that's one issue with her. But this is what I did, guys. I got tired of seeing this wedding dress go to waste, so I was like, hey, let's... Nope, not far enough. They'll make it to me before I shoot. Okay. Nope. Let's fish for another dodge. It's hard to even, like, poke them because, like, you see I landed that one basic attack and didn't get hit, but it was really risky business. I got hit again, so that's twice. Okay, that's one down. Two down. Of course, this cheesy demon was just not in the line of enemies. I can't stand that enemy. Like, that demon, everything he does is better than everything she does. So you don't even want to try to, like, engage him or get close, because all it's going to cost you is just getting hit a bunch of times. And I think I've gotten hit 2 to 3 times already, and I can guarantee you Micah's going to hit me. Okay, there's the opening. So we'll burn him down. Alright, now that he's gone, look at that, 2.5 minutes and we're not even to the boss. See, this is the type of gameplay Shiranui offers. Alright, so we're going to get our projectile charging for these succubi. Going to kill this one. Okay. So we got our 30-hit combo. We got hit 2 to 3 times. We'll say 3 just in case I got nicked once and didn't realize it. So now we have to just get through Micah with half health and without getting hit 27 more times. So you see we swap back to our crit weapon, and first we're going to ult. This will help to get rid of the ads ASAP. And then we're just going to take it slow with Micah. There's our first opening. Now the thing is, you want to shoot projectiles, but you want to wait to shoot them so like right after she shoots you, otherwise you'll just get shot during the animation. Okay, so that's one dodge, and you basically use the clone to like slowly whittle away at her shield, same with the projectiles, and then when her shield gets low enough you go in with the other skill I'm using, Nakaze Garama. This is pretty much how I did it, like this is the gist of it. I know it's not like the most optimal run, but this is what I did, guys. Okay, so she's almost dead. I believe I've gotten hit about 5 or 6 times now. Alright. There's an opening. Like I said, you just have to be super patient. As you can see, this has taken 4 minutes. Oh, that's like 10 hits. But it's okay. And there we go. That's pretty much how I did it with Shiranui. So yeah, that's with 30 hit combo, half health on her bar, or more than half health rather, and getting hit less than 30 times. So it was a 4.5 minute run. It was very difficult, as I said before, but this is what I did. Despite, like, if it sounds like I'm annoyed with her, I'm not. I do really enjoy the build. It's just, she's not that great overall. So, yeah, not a magic bullet, guys, but now that the run is done, I'm going to go ahead, share with you guys what the build actually is. So, it's a pure blue build for Shiranui. As you can see, her CP's garbage, and every other stat is pretty garbage too, but hey, that's what happens when you don't have a good ultra rare. So, this is S level 1, that's why I'm not using it. Like, it, honestly, I've played with it, it just doesn't do better than these two weapons. So, getting into the build. We're running full red Magatamas because she needs as much damage as she can get. She gets more than enough critical from this weapon, which is generally in the main slot, and whenever I need to fight demons, I just swap to the Vajra in the off slot for the 80% additional damage. Now that her weapons are done, we're going to come over to her supporters. So in the main slot, for this specific mission, we are using good old Haru Haruka for her damage reduction of 40% and then the additional 60% damage she would deal to humans at max awakening. So she's really useful for dealing DPS to Micah. We're using Onigumo in the off slot for the 44% additional damage to demon types. Obviously, like, she's a staple for that, and she stacks wonderfully with the Vajra. For the final slot, we're using Fuyumi just to reduce the damage she takes from any melee hits, because a lot of those enemies are melee happy, and the range skills are easier dealt with than the melee, and we were trying to get through the map with her at over 50% health, so I'll take any damage reduction I can get. The only reason I'm using this over something like, we'll say, Mai or something like Suzune, they give more damage reduction, but they don't offer any melee damage. This 7% melee damage, while small, still helps Shiranui, especially since I was using her melee blue ability. She needs all the damage she can get because her damage just isn't that high overall. So, these are the supporters I used. Now, we're going to look at her abilities. We're using Sagetsujin simply because, like, it's a good ranged attack. Like, I've always liked this ability. I included in all of my builds for her. The cooldown isn't super restrictive, so yeah, it's fine. The only thing I could say I don't like about it is it takes forever for the skill to finish, so you're bound to get hit. But as long as you play safely and smart, you can get your hits off without worrying about it. And the additional attack that's added with a blue setup is really useful because it does knock the enemy down on the last hit, send them flying. Everything except like bosses and those succubi. But the other boon to having that third hit is it is a lot of damage from long range, which she needs because she's not super great close range. Next, we're using Kazegurama. Now, I know a lot of people may not agree with this or say this skill sucks. Personally, guys, I really can't stand this green skill because whenever I try to do the AoE, I get knocked out of it. Even if the first hit goes off, there have been times where I've gotten knocked out before the second hit even happens. So, I stopped using this. And then I went to Senkuo because on paper it looks amazing, but it's just a straight line. So, like, I find that any enemies off to the sides or behind me don't really take any damage, and it ends up not being that great either. At least in my opinion. I'm sure some people are using it with some success. So I kind of settled on trying to do Blue Shiranui and going with the Kazagurama, because the ability does give her some sort of hyper armor, like not a lot. She can still get knocked out of it, and stunned out of it for sure, but having some sort of hyper armor means I can at least get the full amount of the ability by mashing the button and doing the skill. I also like that it reduces her damage taken by 50% while she's doing the attack, and I like that it gives itself 2 additional hits with 2 blue. And then the additional critical hit is amazing when paired with her super rare critical weapon, because when using the skill it almost always will crit per hit, and as you can see it does a lot of consecutive hits. So yeah, I kind of settled on this skill. The final skill I'm using, which I believe everyone uses, is her clone. Her clone is always useful. It lasts for 10 seconds. In the case of a blue build, it will reduce her damage taken by 20%, which also stacks nicely if you have the clone up while you do the Kazegurama, because she has 70% damage reduction at that point. So yeah, very useful. Um, like I said, it's not the greatest build. This isn't going to be some magic bullet. The build takes patience to play. But this is what I've been using for her to pretty much do everything, like, because I've been working on her skills. So I've been exclusively playing Shiranui for, I want to say, the past week and a half now. So, yeah, this is it. I know the build may seem scuffed or whatever, but it's really like a patient build. Like, it's slow and steady wins the race. As long as you don't rush in with her, you take time, you abuse your clone, you time your projectile right, and you really, really take like, God, I'm getting tongue tied. You really look for openings before you use this skill, so she doesn't end up in a bad position. You'll be alright. Like, the only thing I can say as far as the supporters is make sure you're using supporters for like the content that you're doing. So like if you're fighting humans, bring Haruka. If you're fighting demons, bring Onigumo. If you're going to be fighting machines, make sure to bring Uramane Fuma, this girl. Like, just make sure you gear her accordingly, because you need to like splash in the proper stuff for this build to really work in multiple areas. So yeah, that's the Shiranui build. Like, I hope you guys weren't expecting some crazy meta build, but I said I'd share it, so I did. I shared the gameplay, and that'll be today's video. If you guys found it helpful or informative, please like or subscribe, as it really does help me out. And please be nice, guys. Like, I like Blue Shiranui. If you don't like it, don't be mean to me over it. Like, this is what I use to play her. I know a lot of people prefer red. Just be nice to my scuffed Shiranui build, okay? You guys have a great rest of your day. Have good luck in your gotchas and in the arenas. And you all take care. I'll catch you tomorrow.